All right, look, we've got a new adventure node down here off the Sword Mountains on the way to Waterdeep. That's what we wanted. Waterdeep Detours. Waterdeep Detours. All right. See? And that, see? I remembered just to load my formation this time, folks. Just load the formation in. Close all this stuff out. Go buy a bunch of chests. Look at that. Open a bunch of chests. Only got 2 greens out of a dozen. Oh, that's painful. That's painful, but, you know. If I'd spent that 500 gems on a single gold chest, I would have only gotten like 2 pieces of gear, and only one would have been guaranteed to be an upgrade. So at least, you know, this is still better. This is better. It's better to do it this way. Okay. Did we do anything with completion? No, with quests. Okay. 9 adventures in Grand Tour, and then I'm just going to get more Crumpet gems. Don't really care. Not really worth my time. Hopefully they change that in the future. This is the only other one we could come close to completing, but we're not going to do that yet. It says, oh, 10 variants. Okay. I'm like, 9 adventures, 10 variants. Still not worth my time. With 10 variants in general. Yeah, okay. So nothing really. The guide quests aren't offering anything. The collection quests and the guide quests aren't really doing much for me at the moment. Not really helping. That's what I was looking at. Yeah. Oh, you were sharing that to Maxi Cuber. Yeah, I was looking at that. At those rewards, the reward structure, trying to create something that looks like that in my guide. So what the what? Oh, it didn't. Okay. Baby bird. Okay. One more. Okay. Now I need to see these completion goals again. Okay, so for the variant. Oh no, that's not. I didn't put enough in these either. Oh no. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay. So the first variant, first tier variant is 75 for variant 1, then it's 250, then it's 600, and then it's 1200. Variant 2, it's 125, 350, 800, and then 1400. Variant 3, it's 175, 450, 1000, and 1600. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know we don't know what the rewards are for the different tiers yet for sure. For sure. So I'll leave that blank. So here's what it looks like, folks. So we have, you know, just generic empty spot. Then tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 reward. Get the mission name, the free play, variant 1, variant 2, variant 3 reward. So this is going to be blank in between here because there's no tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. The reward is the champion and favor. The reward for the free play, favor. The reward for each of the variants, regardless of tiers, a champion gold chest plus favor. Then the tier rewards will be down here at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one just gets left empty. That one just gets left empty. You know why I can't use my free Prime sub here? I don't know. That people use it all the time. So I don't know why. Maybe it just ended. Maybe if your Prime sub just ended, maybe Twitch hasn't fully refreshed yet. J-Dog, I will take that money. I may not like him, but I'll take his money. Yeah, so sometimes if it just ended, you can look, it'll show it doesn't register, but then it takes like a little bit for it to be like, oh, I'm available again. Yeah. I would love if, so here's what I would love. I would love one if the cost of every legendary was the same, was normalized. So didn't like on a champion, didn't increase on the champion. And then I would want in the alchemy system them to be able to convert legendary potions into back into scales. Because as it is, if they do it as it is now, everybody's just gonna, they're either it's going to suck because they're only going to refund a level 1 legendary for the original lowest cost. Or if they put it anywhere above that, people are just going to put level 1 legendaries on everyone right before a Lego dismantle and then pull them all off and then alchemy them into more scales than they cost. You know what I mean? There's an exploit there. Yeah. There's potential exploit there. So would I like the alchemy system to be able to turn legendary potions back into scales? Yes, but first they have to normalize the cost of legendaries, or else it's going to get exploited, or you're just gonna hate it, right? We don't want either of those situations to happen. They're not, Aggie Jess. This is like, possible exploit. It's not in the game currently. Yeah, it's a weird, because I don't think the game tracks how much your legendary cost. It just turns a level 1 legendary into a level 1 legendary potion. I don't think it tracks background. Well, how much did they pay for that in the first place? So, okay. So yeah, anyway, I think this will work. I think this works. And then it's a much shorter, like, here's the adventure, and if there's notes, like if there's something hard about the actual adventure, if it's the Kraken, which it won't be anymore, but there'll be notes on how to defeat that boss and then to defeat each of the variants, regardless of the tier of difficulty, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I took it off the screen. God dang it. Anyway, so this, and then this, and then this stuff, and then this stuff down here. This and then this. Okay. All right. I think this is good. I don't think there's anything else that needs to change. For the champion specific guide. But that does mean every single one of my champion guides is going to have to be updated to this new format, but I'm not doing it until they're actually in an event. That's going to be how it's going to take a year to get them all to this new format. I am not rushing it. I'm not going to try to do it like last time where I'm like, oh, done. Nope. Nope. That will burn me out again. That will burn me out again. All right. So that is ready. Oh, gosh. Well, the favor cost doesn't really matter, I'll be honest. I don't care that I burned favor to turn legendaries to higher level legendaries. What I care about is that I want scales. If I bought, like me, I put level 1 legendaries on everybody. Now I'm like, that wasn't the most efficient choice. So and there's no way for me to fix that unless I can convert them back into scales. And the current system would create an exploit for that. So, but I think it's a valid thing for people to want. Just means they need to prevent the exploit before they change the system. Oh, got you both. Oh, it is cool. I like seeing it. I like having. No, it's the wrong count. I like opening up my forge and seeing everybody in orange gear. But I also recognize that that can create a problem with power. It's fine on my account because it's fine. But there are people who maybe like started to do that and then realized, oh, this was horrible, and it set me back, because it does. It's like it sets you back a long ways in your progression if you do that. Okay. Now I'm looking at the event guide. This is the one that has to change completely. Event adventure information is going away because yeah. Event introduction. That lasts for 21 days and runs from Wednesday blank at noon through Wednesday. Also, now do something at noon specifically. Official event blog posed here. Blank event is the blank out of blank, and it's going to be 12 instead of. I don't even think that matters because they're every month. So blank is insert month here. Month event. Links event. And then all champions event calendar. Yeah, because it's just a monthly events now. Okay. It's not that costly. I mean, if you did the thing where you're just paying 100 for them over and over again by using that current exploit where you just put one, like there's an exploit currently where you just put one legendary on everyone, and it's the cheapest legendary. And then a Lego dismantle comes along and you dismantle all of the ones with just one legendary, and you get a bunch of level 1 pots, and then you max out champions. So you pay way less, right? So you pay 600. Is it 600? I don't remember. It's a lot of hold on. Let me find my guide. It's a big difference. It can be a big difference. And it gets bigger, you know. It can be a bit of a big difference. Hold on, where's the... There's Legendary Forge. Here we go. It's 500 scales for the first one. But you can make it so that for all 6 pieces, you only spent 3,000, right? Whereas if you do it the normal way, it's 4,500. So it's 15. You'd save 1,500 scales per champion if you do that that level 1 thing, right? Yeah. And that means, and 1,500 scales is, with this method, a half of another full champion. So under using that whole potion refund thing that's currently in the game, you can gear out 3 champions in full legendaries for the cost that if you do it the normal way, 2 would be. The 2 would be. So if you think about it that way, it's 3 full legendary champions for the price of 2. Save 50%. You save 50% using that thing. But so here's the thing: I have 4,500 scales on. Man, let's say there's only 30 champions I really need for pushing. So it's 4,500 scales on 100 champions. That's 450,000 scales, right? That are kind of wasted. Isn't that 4,500 times? Oh no, that's divided. Times 100. Yeah, 450,000 scales that aren't doing anything right now. They aren't doing anything for me. 450,000 scales is a lot of scales. That's a lot of upgrades. It's a lot of upgrades. Now the cost to upgrade does scale. How'd you like scales with your scales? But even at the highest level, it's like what, 3,000 per upgrade. So that's still 150 upgrades. A few weeks worth? 450,000 scales? That's a few weeks worth? Is it? Where's my... Oh, it's the wrong one for rewards. Where's my scales? Where's my rewards? Here we go. Tiamat scales. 5,377 base scales for tier 10. For tier 10. Before any bonuses. So let's say we get our bonus, which is what, double scales? Isn't that what the bonus is? Double scales? Yes, double scales. So double scales on the top tier would be 10,754. That's 42 weeks. Wait, why are you at 17.7 scales per tier 10? This says... did it change? And I didn't update my guide? Victory bonus, 50% more. Right? 50% more? I forgot that part. Is it 3x, not doubled? Why is it 3x? Hold on. No, it should just be a 2x. Three x is assault party damage because it maxes at 200%. Scales maxes at 100%. That's just double. But I think there's the 50% completion reward, which I hate. It needs to go away. That's probably... So hold on. 77 times 1 point. That's weird. I'm getting 16,131. Why is it? Yeah, if I do 5377 times 3, or 5377 times 2 and then times 1.5, or vice versa, I'm getting 16,131. So why is it 17? Did they change the number? Is there another bonus in the scales from somewhere that's in the game that's on top of that from a perk or a blessing? There is, right? I'm not looking at it right now. There is, right? Zariel. Okay, there's the difference. So that's where the difference is coming in. Okay, so 450. Let me do this again. So I'm just going to take the 17,700. 26 weeks. So 26 weeks worth of scales I have spread out across 26 weeks of tier 10 scales. Many more weeks of lower tier scales. But at tier 10, it's still 26 weeks, 25 and change. Yeah, that's a lot of progress. That's a lot of progress. I'm sure people, if they did that, would be like, it could help me out a lot if I got that back. Codename Entertainment. So again, I'd like to see that, I'd like to see something done there so that people could refund that. But, yeah. Yeah, 6 months of tier 10 scales is not a small amount, right? Like successful tier 10 scales. It's a lot of time. A lot of time. Okay. Back to the our regularly scheduled programming. Okay, so event guide, event introduction, general game tips, general event info, and then event champion information. That's what we want. Anyway, another successful Make Guardian Mouse on stream attempt. Well, yep. I recommend reading my guide to event planning for basic progression information, except that's not accurate anymore either. Ways to maximize your gain efficiency during events. There's too much info here. As a specific guide is long enough already. Oh. You can find all of my 170 plus Idle Champions guides here. Okay. That this gets deleted. That tip gets deleted. Wow. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta do more math. Okay, so we get one every 25 seconds. So there's 24 hours in a day, times 60 minutes in an hour, times 60 seconds in a minute. And then we divide that by 25. Okay. And we times that by 21. Okay. New event total, gems you can earn, or tokens you can earn is 72,576. Just passive. Just passively. Remove references to wasting tokens. Today's update to what, Evil Emperor Zerg? Did the game update and nobody told me? Next ad break is a snack break. Get your snacks ready. The extended duration events, will it be useful to get the favor very high? I mean, higher than before? Well, you're gonna want enough favor to soft cap your champions. Right? Because you're potentially, well, it depends on how many tiers you're trying to complete. Right? The tier 1, as before, 1.5 EO8. Fine. But to do like tier 2 or 3 or 4, you're going to need more favor. But you're not going to necessarily need infinite favor. You're just going to need enough favor to soft cap your champions. At that point, they're maxed in power. So, in the E20s, probably would be a good target for, a mid-game player. Just like just like most campaigns, that's going to usually soft cap your champions at a fairly decent level. And the rest of your power for progression is going to come from your perks and your blessings and your Modron Core and your legendary effects, right? I mean, extra favor isn't going to hurt, but once you can soft cap your champions, it doesn't really turn into much. Doesn't really turn into much. Oh, and we got to stretch too. Yeah, we need a lurking mathematician. Once upon a time, my brain could do math, but then you combine like a stream and the things that are necessary to keep focused while you're streaming and then do math. I can't. My brain won't do those two things at the same time. At least not well. Let me do it off stream, and sure, but I'm better at it. Ad break starting soon, folks. I got my bag of chicks ready. I'm waiting. I have a chance to earn 3 champions with each event. That's not true. Add. Oh. Right as the in-game pop-up goes out. Horrible timing. Sorry, folks, coming in. We're back. We may be done with the ad break, but I'm not done with my snack break. Welcome in, folks. While this stream is not sponsored by Sun Chips, it could be. Sun Chips, reach out. All right. Okay, where were we? All right, still clicking our way through Waterdeep Detours. Folks, if you are just joining us, I've started a new player account. Trying to see what efficient progress through the game looks like now that collection quests are in. I wanted to see if that changed. Unfortunately, collection quests aren't, well, guide quests specifically. Unfortunately, guide quests aren't, they're really helping in their current state. Hopefully that changes soon. But I'm also in the background working on how I'm going to update my guides, my event guides. I just did some tweaks to the format of my Event Champions guide, because those are going to need to change with Events 2.0 coming. But specifically, my actual event guides need a heavy rework. So trying to do that, or at least prep some of that before it comes out on Wednesday. There's a small update for patron challenges and weekly purchases. Yeah, I have a feeling if there was 1.3 gigs, they put in a lot of other stuff that has nothing to do with it. Like, they probably pre-patched in a bunch of event stuff. Zerg. My beard today is just not. It's just not. New changelog? Really? I don't see one in the Discord. Let me... Oh, it's not gonna... Epic doesn't tell me if I have a patch waiting. Like Steam does. So... Modesty, that's not too bad. I mean, you can try to pick that up with patron chests or just a time gate for Dinah here. But patron chests are an option if you've already got full epics on your core and evergreen. Patron chests and time gates together help you do that. Oh, you don't have any patrons. Okay. Well, look, if you got 5 epics during an event and you have no patrons up, like congratulations. That's no small feat. Tetro, how fresh is this game account? As it says down there, idle chatter, new account, day 4. Day 4 of casual play. I only play it on stream. No worries, Tetro. No worries. But yeah, I changed those because before I was just saying new account and then putting the date, and now I'm trying to give. I changed all the days. So we started on the 28th, but I haven't played it every day because I haven't streamed every day. So yeah, I'm trying to get everything caught on stream, and then I'm gonna chop it up into little pieces per adventure and upload those to YouTube for people. Not that, I mean, then they can at least just pull up, check out my formation. They can listen for any tips, but we don't always talk about what we're doing. Sometimes we're talking about other stuff, but as I make changes to things, I do usually talk about it. Or if we're running into any trouble or something like that. Well, Mert can be unlocked, but I'm so close to Vodgers, figured I'd wait. No, just get Mert. Get Mert. So if you've got 3 time gate pieces if you qualify for everything for Mert and you've got 3 time gate pieces, you unlock Mert because as soon as you unlock Mert, you get access to Mert's shop, and you can start buying an extra time gate piece every week. So getting a patron unlocked right away lets you start snowballing your time gate pieces so that you can time gate champions more often. Each patron will sell you one a week. So I don't have patrons open, but there's a shop tab, and once you get that open, you can just unlock the shop and get your stuff every week. You're only at 238. Well, all right. I don't have anywhere near. I've only got 13 champions. So yeah, patrons. Getting your patron right away is worth it. Sometimes we talk about other stuff. Well, I'm just saying. Like, if somebody's watching a VOD, they're going to be like, why aren't they talking about what they're actually doing? And it's like, well, because there isn't anything to, like, I'm in the idle phase of Idle Champions, where I'm just clicking on it every now and then, and you can find other things to do. Nagasi, is it worth it to upgrade Nordum for Modron core leveling? Not first. If you want to get Nordum, like he's the last, unfortunately they're the last champion you want to actually help speed up your core leveling. It's real unfortunate. It's more important to get speed champions. It's more important to get a full formation of speed champions and upgrade them and get them running super fast, because you get Modron core XP by completing an area. So completing more areas faster, it scales better to upgrade, to pick up and upgrade speed champions than it does to pick up Nordum and get extra XP by dumping lots of item levels into them. They don't scale very well at all. So after you have, a bunch of champions, and you're like, well, this is as fast as I can go, then you can pick up Nordum and throw them in and get that extra modifier going. But unfortunately, you don't want them right away. If their base value had been better and it upgraded better, maybe even with a cap, I think it should have been capped. Things like this should be capped. Then Nordum could have been great, and maybe your first choice. He's just not. They're just not. Nordum's a they, right? Hold on. Champions. Thornton filter. Yes, they. Does he use? Do they use the? Oh, now I'm like, okay, they are non-binary. Do I have? Well, let me check my Nordum guide. He, him pronouns. Okay, so I'm fine. Okay. It's like me. I use he, they pronouns. Non-binary works. Which is the blessing that gets you 2 time gate pieces a week? Oh, it's further in the campaigns. I can't remember which campaign it is. It's not right away. And I can't check on this account. I don't have anything unlocked other than this in Tomb, and it's not Tomb. Oh, it is Tomb. Never mind. I'm bad. I've just completely forgotten what all the blessings do at this point, because I just ignore them. Never mind. End of Tomb of Annihilation. Tier 5 Tomb of Annihilation Global. God. I thought that was... What the hell is the one I'm thinking of that's in one of the higher... I don't know. I don't know. J-Duck, I'm wondering if they're ever going to take the Season 7 Champions off discount. It shouldn't have kept going. I wonder if they know. Patrons give time gate pieces. Sounds like something that should be mentioned somewhere. I mean... I guess it's in my video guide to patrons. I haven't done a written guide to patrons yet. Have I? I didn't do that yet, right? Weren't we waiting on that? Oh, no, I did. Oh, we know it's a new one from this year. It's in that. It's definitely in that. I definitely put it in my written patrons guide. Yeah. Very first thing you want to earn influence of currency for is to purchase time gate pieces. Yep, it's in there. All right. There's both a written and a video guide now. My mind is so on this event that I've forgotten everything else I've done this year. Boy. But Thayan Enclave, should I be buying all the gear and feats? No, not really. I mean, if you want to, you can, but no, not really. No, not really. Here's the problem. So for new players, there's not a whole lot that's really going to help you. Now there are some golden epics, like if you got Dinah Hare and you're gonna try to heavily invest in her to try to make her OP, then this is important. If you have Virgil and you're gonna invest in them to make them go fast, this is huge. You would want this. I have both of these on my main account. If you have Karlach and you're gonna use her as a tank or not, this is a big deal because her health share is her multiplicatively stacking ability, and it'll make your party super beefy. The feats, though, they're going to show up in the game for gems at some point, like regular green gems. So I just look at these as previews, unless there's a really OP one that I want, and I don't. For me, there wasn't in this set. And then chests are kind of a waste. Currently, like, because here's the thing: is this is the most power you can get from the Thayan Enclave. It's triple damage for your party per pigment. So just slapping even one of these bad boys, little bad froggy boys on a support champion triples the damage of your formation. And then you slap another one on. It can only go on epic equipment, and then that triples it again. Like, it's multiplicatively stacking. So this is kind of where you would put stuff in, but when you're new, like I am on this account, I don't have any epics. So there's no reason for me to spend my corrupted gems. Now, on my main account, at some point, when I get support pigments on all support champions, then my default purchase will become Modron chests. Like for newer players, like, if you've got this champion, sure, absolutely. If you're gonna invest, if you just want to become a Dinah main, then sure. If you're Karlach main, sure. Yeah. Beyond that, not a lot going on. Not a lot going on. It's okay to not know all the blessings on day 4. Thank you. I'm getting close to 30,000 hours playing on Steam. I think I'm in like the 27,000s or something. Peregrine just finished with the party. Do you build your best DPS, best gold, or best speed formation first? Then use remaining shames as the best. Wait, but you just finished split the party. I'm confused. Oh, you mean for what you do with your parties now that you have 2 parties? Why did we die? Oh, I know why we died. We're at the end of our rope per se for click damage. I need a tank. I need to actually build. I need to level up my party now. I was just progressing with click damage and Jarlaxle at first, just to be hyper efficient. So your second party is kind of up to you as to what you use them for. For me, when I'm on a new player account, I kind of ignore them. I just use my active party. Is it time? I think it's time. I think it's time. It's about that time for the rhythm in the round. All right, switch into a Shara DPS. It's time. Let's see what happens. So I don't really use them when I'm on a new player account, because really to use a background party effectively, in my opinion, it's like I just automate them with a Modron core and some familiars, and they do patron stuff for me. I don't like messing with them otherwise. So it's kind of up to you. A speed party only really matters in your active party, like the one you're looking at. So if you're going to build another party in the background, a gold party isn't going to help you in the background because you get gold from deep pushes. If you want to do a pushing party in the background, I guess you can. And then go over to it when it gets close to the end and try to optimize it. Go tab over and level things up and push deep in a free play to kind of have earned favor in a free play in the background. That feels like a decent use of a background party. You just got to manually play it, and it can't be any of the champions that you're using in your other party, right? But like if you're going to use speed champions, you should use them in your active party to speed up the runs that you're doing in your active party. I think that's it, idiot control. I think I wish that I don't know. I think I wish the bonus silver chest was an extra gold, but yeah, it should be earlier in perks for sure. It's good that there's a time gate piece early in perks though as well. Best free play adventure with ranged enemies to get Rosie's achievement? I don't know that you need a... Well, isn't it just dodge a bunch of stuff? Hold on. Rosie. What's your achievement? Deflect 2500 range for magic attacks. You just need a single area that has... It doesn't even have to be... You just have to find a single adventure that has an area with there just needs one area to be all ranged and go rack that up. So you don't have to grind through anything. But I don't know off the top of my head. That isn't something I try to hunt down. I think I got it just from trying to use Rosie a lot when she first came out. Which feats mop? Feats don't mop. I mean, there are feats that support abilities that mop. If you don't know, mathematically overpowered. That's our new term. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know. It's one of those things that on the next pass of my champion guides will get a note. Like I'm trying to note, like especially call out, like going on my way to call out mathematically overpowered abilities on champions. So if it's multiplicatively stacking and there's item support and or feat support, it's going to get more of a note going forward, but it's nothing I would ever memorize. There's just too much going on in the game for me to memorize all that kind of stuff. It will take some time to get 100% support pigments, yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, usually it's just support pigments forever. Do the pigments work in background parties? Yeah, absolutely. Anywhere your champion that's pigmented is in the game, it's going to work. When will I show off a new account Artemis formation? I probably won't. I don't think Artemis is new player friendly. 3 patrons and 3 parties in 6 weeks. That's good progress. Yeah, that's fantastic. Got a nice guide on how to automate patron chores? I mean, I've talked about it. I don't think I've ever put it in a guide. That was probably going to be... I did a Patrons 101, which was just general information. And then I think on my list was to go back at some point and make specific patron guides, and it would end up in there probably. But basically, I I pick 3 patrons, so I pick Mert, Vajra, and Strahd, and because we only have 3 background parties. I put whatever champion or champions they require in, plus a tank if one isn't in that list. And I use minimal familiars, just 1 on each of those champions, plus 1 on the field. I don't put 1 on click damage or ultimates or anything like that, just 1 on the field, 1 on each champion. So I've got a very small team. The smallest will be like 2 champions. Like if it says Artemis DPS, then it's Artemis plus a tank, which means I'm using a max of 3 familiars, right? And then I set my I will set it up to be in like Mad Wizard, because Mad Wizard has everything but undead in it. And I will set it to reset at 49, so I just to ignore the big boss in case I move to a different adventure to get undead. Like when I go to undead, I'll go to Vecna Lives, and I don't want to deal with the boss on 50 there. So setting it to 49 makes a quick reset, and then I just leave it for the week. I may check it a few days into the week to see, like, did I finish everything except undead? Okay, let's go do the undead one. Or switch it to a party with the other champions, because usually there's 2 different sets of champions they want. And I just make saved formations with those champions, with those minimal setups in those patrons. And it's just a few clicks every couple days each week. And I get, I can usually do all of a patron's variants of those 3 patrons. I don't bother with Zerial, because Zerial rewards you so much more currency than the other 3 that just doing Zerial stuff tends to give you more tokens than you would earn doing any of the other 3 patron stuff plus their chores. But you can prioritize whatever 3 champions you want, or whatever 3 patrons you want. Screech Owl, welcome back. 2 years since you watched one of these. The beard's longer. Oh yeah, well, actually it's probably shorter than it has been. It was off the screen sometime last year, and then I trimmed like 3 or 4 inches off of it. If J-Dog, your question is, if Azaka bites Dritz, we become a leader lycanthrope. If a werewolf, if Desmond bit Dritz, Azaka would, or Dritz would become the leader of the Companions of the Howl. That's the closest we can get to him becoming a leader of companions. The Companions of the Howl. That's it. Still probably never going to happen. Smoke Badger, if I migrate from Steam to Epic, does it copy or delete the Steam game? You're not allowed to. Like, you can't just ask, or I mean, you guys, you can, but they don't generally do that. So if they were going to move you, if for some reason, like if you're like, Steam is unplayable for me, move me to Epic, please, and they agreed, they'd probably, once they got your version over to Epic, they very well might delete it. But again, they don't really do that. Like right now, the only migration you can get is if you had a Switch account active before they announced like their sunsetting of the Switch. You could move your Switch to anywhere. But yeah, they don't really transfer accounts for you. Event starts tomorrow? No, Wednesday. Puff Elf, Wednesday. Events 2.0 happen Wednesday the 6th. Today is Monday the 4th. So today we got a champion spotlight for the rework of Dadius the Scarlet. Tomorrow we'll get a champion spotlight for the arrival of the Dark Urge. And Wednesday the event will go live. And we'll get an event blog. First ever events 2.0 event blog. But yeah, first Wednesday of every month now. It's super easy to remember when an event starts. It's just always going to be the first Wednesday of a month. And it's going to last for 3 weeks. Yeah, Archon isn't... Archon is not a great core champion because he's not really good without gear. And then by the time you get gear on him, it's like you've got other champions that are way better than Archon. It's unfortunate. How excited are we for this week's new champions? I mean, I'm excited for the Dark Urge. I did a Dark Urge playthrough in Baldur's Gate 3, and it was something. So I can't wait to see how they translate that into this game. I leaned into it heavy. I was the darkest of urges, and I encouraged everyone in my party to be super dark. It was rough. It was a rough playthrough. We made it. We beat the game, but... Wow. Ad break coming in a minute or so, folks. We do scheduled ad breaks here so that we don't have pre-roll ads. Unfortunately, a lot of you came in with the in-game pop-up right as a scheduled ad break happened. But yeah, that way I know when to stop talking because no one's going to hear it. Yeah. Because everybody hates it when you go to answer somebody's question and then an ad kicks in, right? Imaginal Disc. I don't want my Briv to go up item levels carelessly. He's a clean 6 jump right now. If I open Electrum chest and Patron chest, am I likely to accidentally raise his item level? Yes. Because Electrums can potentially drop a piece of an item for any champion in the game. And if Briv qualifies for that Patron, yeah, absolutely. That's why people are like, we need another way to, cap his jumping. But I'm on team cap it at 4 jump. So, you don't want to hear about it from me. We don't know what they're going to do with Briv. They should have made a decision before this event, but they didn't, which is par for the course, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they like to ignore unresolved issues, and then they just get worse. Is Event 2.0 good for new players? It's better. It's a better system for everyone, in my opinion, except for completionists. It's a better system for everyone except for completionists, because completionists are upset that they might be 100% complete with everything in the game, and now Events 2.0 is introducing these tiers with special rewards in the tiers and maybe things to get that you can only get in those tiers. And now it's going to take them a long, long time to go through and get all those rewards again. I don't know what to tell you. It was better for everybody else. Ad break. Yeah, some people don't get ads because Twitch doesn't serve up ads in certain places. So congratulations, you get to sit here and watch me fiddle with stuff while not answering questions. There's your reward. Well, when we're playing other games, I can't always stop them during an ad break, but for this, we're making our way. Making our way downtown. Okay, this guide. Chance to unlock up to 6 champion events. Select a champion from a pool of support flex. Unlocks with purchase of the DLC to give paid supporter. All right, I think we're back from the ad break. Yeah. So ultimately, events 2.0 is across the board for the vast majority of players, super improved situation. Am I the only person who didn't realize that's pronounced Dadius? I don't know. If you hadn't heard it, just there's always it's been a joke from year one that it's like, who's your daddy is the is the general comment. I did the good Dark Urge and that was amazing. I've heard it's really good. I haven't had a chance to it takes a while to play through those. So I played through the dark version on stream. And that was my third playthrough. I did 2 on stream and 1 off stream. So if I do another Dark Urge playthrough, it takes so long. It's just like, that's all my streaming time for a while. If I do it on stream. If I do it off stream, it's like, it's also a lot of time. They have 100% of things and think they should never add new content, so they'll always have 100%. I don't know. I don't understand. I think it's because, well, they already 100%ed each of the champions, and now they'll have to go back and 100% them again, right? But it's like, it's a whole new system with more stuff. They would rather, I think what it is, they would rather like it. They would rather be able to have it stuff that's easily chaseable. But as it is, you'll have to wait to get it. You either have to wait to, in the current, with it right now, you'd have to wait a couple of years for all of the events to get them all. But we don't know what they're doing with time gates yet. And if they change time gates to allow you to do multiple tiers of content from the events, that would help. It's still going to take time, but yeah. I don't think the Dark Urge will fit in my adversary's Carlock DPS formation, but Dynahair replaced BBG. I mean, the Dark Urge probably going to be a DPS champion, so you'd have to switch to like Carlock tank or Carlock support. Yeah, I mean, you just have to make a choice. So Rob's to roll, is there a threshold of diminishing returns when it comes to spending gems to buy familiars? I mean, obviously, the more gems, I mean, every familiar you get costs more. They all do the same thing. So what you have to keep in mind, or what I try to remind people of, is like, you buy gem familiars based off your current gem ability to earn gems. So as your ability to earn gems goes up, it's easier then to pick up that next familiar. So like right now, I have these 3 on this account. If I go over here to the gem shop, my next one would be 5,000. If I'm only earning 200 or 300 per completed adventure, and I'm playing casually, which is kind of what I'm doing by only playing this on stream, it would take me quite a while to get to this. And while I'm waiting, I wouldn't be able to get more favor. I wouldn't necessarily be able to complete harder adventures. So at my current pace, it's better for me to buy silver chests because I'm still hunting green gear. Like some of my champions still have white gear. So there's, I don't know if it's a diminishing return so much as not an efficient use of your time. Like if you're just saving up gems when it could go into chests for gear. And it depends on, there's certain thresholds that you can get to. I have this in my Gem Farming 101 guide. I'm like, which guide did I put these tips in? Gem Farming 101. But like there's as you're going along, like what's the best place to spend some of these gems, and that's one of the decisions you have to make about it. It's in this guy. Hold on. Let me post it in chat. So it kind of depends on where you are in your gear, in where you are in earning gems, but that determines where you are in terms of your gear. And then how much is the familiar? How much is that familiar in the window? Oh, that's an old song. So yeah, like for me right now, these were the 3 that I could get pretty easily, and it didn't slow down my progress much, and it actually sped it up because 3 on the field. If you hover over this, 3 on the field, gold is instantly collected, so this actually speeds up my progress by me not having to sit over here and hover over it all the time to pick up the gold and move forward. It picks up gold in any of the quest items. If I remember correctly. Yeah, it doesn't say it. But it does gold in quest items with 3 on the field. 5 will pick up boss sacks as well, but that's not as much of a slowdown as... It's not as much of a speed gain as the 3 is. And then 6 kills distractions automatically. So like I've got 3, I'm good for a while. I would like a 4th. I would like that 4th, but it's not a rush for me. The 4th at the start of an adventure would just go over here and click damage for me, so I don't have to level it up myself until I get to the point where, you know, I'm at an area higher than the click damage, and then I'd take it off and I'd either put it on the field for 4 or I'd have it roam my ultimate bar to give me a little more wave clear. So you have to make decisions. It's not so much a diminishing returns, it feels like, as you have to start making better value statements. Like you have to give yourself clear value statements about how you're going to spend your gems, and then follow that path. And mono, oh yeah, I had issues in Act 3 on my Dark Urge playthrough, but I don't know that it was related to Dark Urge specifically. I think it was just related to a bad patch they put in general. I took a break and then came back and finished it. Good Urge Honor playthrough. Is Honor the one where you can't... I don't remember what Honor is. Like you can't change anything or you can't die? I don't remember. I don't know. I already know the next Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough is going to be Karlach. I want to play as Karlach. I love Karlach. I want to play as her origin story and play through the game. I've put pretty much all my blacksmithing contracts in Human. Nice. Should I start putting contracts in Briv or someone else? You can, but until Human hits his cap, he has an item cap that you can get to. Until he hits his cap, he's going to still return gems on your investment. More gems than you're investing by going faster and faster and faster. Once he hits his cap, you can switch to somebody else. It's usually how people do it. Human wasn't a bad choice to start with. Human and Briv are the 2 I think you can go either way with those. I usually do Briv, but either way, you're getting a solid champion who's a good target for all your blacksmithing contracts. Your best target for your blacksmithing contracts early on. Maxi Cubert, we have not had a Dark Urge champion spotlight, so don't share spoiler information in the chat, please. We don't do spoilers here. All we've seen is the Dadius spotlight. So it doesn't make sense to open silver chests if all your champions have green gear. You can, Tetra. What it doesn't make sense to do is buy more silver chests. It doesn't make sense to buy more silver chests. Like once you have green or better gear on all your champions, which is what I'm trying to get, then you want to spend your gems on gold chests, because every gold chest you open would then guarantee a blue or better piece of gear on one of your greens. Whereas it's a very low chance to get a blue out of a silver chest. So you can keep opening the ones that you loot. Like here, I've looted one off a boss. Still open these and hope for a blue. Plus, all those duplicate item levels are going on my core and evergreen champions to make them stronger. But your gems at that point should be going into buying gold chests to get you to on your way to full epic. But to full blue or better gear is the next then kind of milestone step in gearing up your champions. Every item level you put in Human until he's capped is worth it. If you can get a shiny, like a gilding, like if you can get a potion of polish. Do I have one on this account yet? I do. If you can get like a potion of polish and drop it on that slot item, that helps too. You make sure it's epic. Try to get it to epic. If it's not, I mean, look at the numbers for what a cap is for him when he's like either shiny epic or golden epic. Target one of those numbers. Like if you want to target, if you just want to get him up to the point where if he had a golden epic, he'd be capped, and then switch to someone else, you can. Like then switch to Briv. I mean, that would work. You're kind of future proofing, so you don't have to worry about over leveling everything else and getting a refund back. It's up to you. Yeah. I know it's a free to play account, but I think familiars on sale are the best value for money in the game. Oh, absolutely! Like to a certain point, like to get you a certain number of familiars, like that was what I was always early on when I was on my main account. I was looking for cheap familiars. Once I had started spending money in the game, I started looking for cheap familiars. I would always get the charity familiars, and then anything that's a couple bucks I was getting. And now I have so many familiars that now I'm like, on my main account. I still get the charity familiars, but I don't necessarily buy the others, even if they're on sale. Honor means one save. Oh, so you can't save scum. Gotcha. I don't know if I'd want to do that. I had so many. I think I had over on one of my playthroughs. I think I had over 1,000 saves. I F5 a lot. I F5 so much in Dark Urge that for a good month my F5 key stopped working on my computer. I had to change the hotkeys to F6 to save. It's back now. It's like I need a break. It took a vacation and now it works again. But it was funny. Valdemar, thank you for 18 months. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back, Puff Elf. Again, as I say to everybody who's been away for a while, if you had signed up for the newsletter, check your emails, check the spam folder, whatever, because if they're all still there, for the newsletter emails are still there, all those codes are still valid, and you can get a lot of free stuff out of those. If you spend some money, will the gold epics come back that are offers for first acquisition? Like, hold on. I'm a little confused. Hold on. Like this kind of thing? Like this first thing that they have for like your first purchase of like chests for this character. Once you own it, it's you own it. You can't get duplicate goldens. So yeah. So that's what you're talking about. But they're always available in the store for like packs for that champion. You just have to wait for a pack for that to come up, like to come back again. Man. Yeah, so if you do a time gate or if they show up an event again, the 3 chest pack comes comes back into the shop. To have a guide to familiars. Meat wiped. No. I mean, familiars all do the same thing. They all just click. In terms of placement, I mean, like if I hold down F, all of these white boxes, they do different things in. So like, you know, they do certain things on the field. They do, you know, this is the roaming ultimate bar. This is, you know, the specific one. This is for leveling a champion, and this is auto progress. You can even put them in here. But like efficient placement, I guess no. Like my priority usually when I start a game is to have them on the field to click for me. Even when they're not doing, like now, they're not doing any damage, but they're slowing the enemies down because every time you click on an enemy, it kind of stuns them a little bit. Oh, C's fun with the gift subs. I'm getting that in a second. Thank you. And then, like I said, there's you know, if you have 3 on the field, it picks up gold and quest items. 5 picks up the boss sacks as well. 6 kills these distractions automatically. So it's kind of, and like whether you're using them in other places or stuff, I guess it's highly dependent on how many you have and what your personal priority is. Background party usage also varies based off how many you have. So that's tough. That's tough to figure out. C's fun with the 10 gift subs. 2.5 raccoons, bacon infused, Crocidin, Devil's Umbra, DevTech, Demon Gur, Snafubar Solus, Relic Buen, Noob Killer, excuse me, MC1740, and Sergeant MN. You've been subbed by C's Fun. So I saw another one come in. Delcoon with the gift sub to Insomni CA. You've been subbed. And the new collection thing, I missed 3 standard familiars, even if I have them all for ages. I think it's a bug, Peter. I think it's familiars that are probably in the game files that they haven't released yet. They're working on that, so that if you do have everything right now, not counting things that aren't released yet, you'll show 100%. But right now, the percentage numbers aren't all, or they haven't been all accurate. There might be a patch soon. There was one on Friday. That one familiar did something different. Snobbager, I have no idea what you're talking about. They all click on things. Can you put 3 or 4 pigments on the same champion and get more damage? So a single pigment is triple damage. Can't do it with the percentages. A single pigment is triple damage. 2 pigments is 9 times damage. So that would be 2 pigments would be 800%. So 1 pigment is 200%. 2 pigments would be 800%. I think, because it would be 9 times damage because they're multiplicative with each other, not additive. So then 3 pigments would be 2,700%. So, or 27 times damage, which would be 2,600%. I can't math on stream, but I know the easiest way to do it is convert it to just a multiplier. So 200. If pigment is, I don't have a pigment yet. If a pigment says 200% damage, that's 3x. That's 3 times damage. So 2 pigments would be 9x. 3 pigments would be 27x. 4 pigments would be... Nope. I was going to do it in my head, and then I said nope. 81x. 5 pigments would be 243x. And a full 6 pigments would be 729x. Figure out the percentages from there, but they are multiplicative with each other, not additive. It doesn't even matter if they're on the same champion. They can just be in the formation. So you can count them all up. 3x to whatever power. You know, on the number in the formation. But yeah, I guess I should make a. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna make a note. That I need a familiars. I need a familiars 101 guide at some point. It's on the list. Currently, the next new player guide that we've been working on will be Terminology 101, but that's on hold while we work on new event stuff. Seize Fun is back for more fun, apparently. 10 more gift subs. Ari Rashke, Hypnagogia, Rhododendron. See what you did there. Davich, Darlin Sir, Freeman, 129. Morty Rocks, Thalo, 42. D2 Crafty 1. Monkey Pants, excuse me, not Monkey Paints. That's somebody different. You've been subbed by Z's Fun. Would be a good first champion to put support pigments on. I spread mine out. One on each of the support champions I was using in my formations. So if for some reason a champion got restricted out, I was only losing 3x and not all x, right? Not all of them. That doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. I'm just telling you what I did so that I wouldn't lose my progress for having one champion restricted out. But yeah. I was dumb for buying a worm feet for dine here instead of buying more pigment. No, not at all. Look, whatever you buy from this shop it's your call. I just, you just have to understand what's going on. Like, some of these can be good. The feats will eventually end up in the game just for gems. So like regular green gems. But if you're building an absolute adversaries formation and you want Dynahair in it, then getting a Ceramorphosis pigment is going to help out your formation right now. So it just depends. I think the devs addressed this last Thursday, but are there 50 base variants for Rime of the Frost Maiden? Probably not yet, no. Probably not yet. That's one of those things where they're like, we want people to be able to get 100% completion for the content that's currently in the game. And if the next tier of these quests is for, when we have more content in, then they want to wait. They want to turn those off for now, wait until that content's in, then turn them back on. So some of those are just not doable. And they want to get the not doable ones out so that you can visually see 100%. Black Widow, thank you for the bits. Much appreciated. Ooh, Hail Hydrate. Yeah, I mean, the more pigments you have in a formation, again, it's more about how many pigments you have in a formation than just how many pigments you have on a single champion. They're multiplicatively stacking across your whole formation. So in a 9 champion formation, hold on, that would be 9 champions times 6 items, 54. So 3 to the 54th. 3 to the 54th. Oh, good Lord. Is that correct? That doesn't seem right. Did I hit the right button? Hold on. No, that's... That's an E to the 25 buff? Is that... Lurking Rider, yeah, the number is huge. It's an E. It's a 5.81 E to the 25. What? And then if we add one more in, 3 to the 60th. 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 26. 4.23 E to the 28? Wait, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 28. Yeah. Good Lord. Yeah. So full support pigments and across your entire formation is a big buff. Wow. But yeah, I like to spread mine out. I started with one per champion across like the main group of champions, and then I went to go back to do 2 per champion across those, and then I was like, you know what? Oh, I just want to do 1 on like every support. I just want to be that weird person, kind of like with my legendaries, where it's just 1 on every support champion. I'm thinking long term. I've played this game for 6.5 years. I have patience for my progress. I had no idea about the 2 golden epics for Dynahair Virgil and then got a pigment and a feat. That's fine. Yeah, Puff Elf, that's fine. Look, Dynahair's epic is good for her if you run her left specialization. It's what makes her mathematically overpowered. It turns her on for her if you invest a lot of item levels. And Virgil's golden epic is for his speed item. And he needs a lot of item levels in that. So getting a golden in that means you'll hit his max sooner. Yeah, those are valid choices. How to use the pigment once you buy it? Just come here to your inventory and then click on it. Here, I can, I'm going to buy one. I might as well just buy one right now. Buy now. Oh, a little froggy. And then we hop over here. See what I did there? And then it gives me a list, and it populates the list with champions that have epic gear, because it can only go on an epic piece of equipment. I only have 1. And it's Celeste, and it's a golden. So, I could make it real strong. I'm not going to. I'm going to hold on to it, but, Night Niscus, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I like big buffs, and I cannot telephosud. We have an ad break starting shortly. DPS should have DPS pigments at 400% to make it even bigger. It's 300%. The DPS pigment, I think, is 300%? Isn't it? Or is it 400%? Oh, no. Is it 300? Do I have that in a guide? Did I add this to consumables? Did I not add this to consumables? Oh, no. Well, hold on, making another note. That should have been updated before now. Whoopsie. I don't remember. DPS 400%, yeah. So, but those can only go on DPS champions, and it only affects their DPS. So in those cases, it really is just you can have 6, and that's it. Because, well, to boost a single champion. Could there be a speed pigment in the future? An ad break. Dang it! We'll come back after the ad break. We'll continue this after the ad break so people get these answers. In the meantime, we've slowed down a bit. And I'm wondering, is that because of Shara? Or is it because I haven't really been... I need to note my damage on Ashara, and then maybe on the next run we use Jarlaxle again, and we'll see if we've surpassed him in damage. I forgot what I was going to do is push with Jarlaxle. I kind of... Well, no, it wouldn't work. You can do this, but... Oh, yeah. It's definitely... Jarlaxle would have been doing more damage. Because Jarlaxle isn't even getting her bond buff, and he's almost got her damage, though. So we're not quite to the point where Ashara can compete with Jarlaxle, unfortunately. Also, my gear is not great down here. This is a big one. I'm almost back from the ad break. I don't know. All right, so yeah, so pigments for DPS, you can, I mean, they only affect the DPS champion you put them on, so you're only going to have a stack of 6 multiplicatively affecting themselves. Could there be a speed pigment in the future? Not likely, because there's 4 colors of pigments in Nolzur's Marvelous Pigments. This is a D&D item. And we've already been told the 4 things that those are going to equate to, and it's support, DPS, tanking, and healing. So I highly doubt they would add, like, there's other ways they can add more speed to the game. They did a feat on Human that just basically gives him a mini tiny little speed potion that via a feat. They could do stuff like that, but I doubt it's going to be a pigment. Like to avoid wasting a pigment? You don't waste a pigment. You don't waste pigments unless you put them on the wrong person. You can have one of every pigment on a champion if they have those tags. So like Celeste can have a healing pigment and a support pigment on each of her epic items. So you're not wasting. It's not like there's one pigment slot. You can just... Nerds can technically, this is Lurking Writer loves it, nerds can have all 4 across all 6 slots. Yeah. So it's not a waste. You can put a support pigment on someone that use a DPS that has the support tag, and then when you get a DPS pigment, you can then put the DPS one on too. They are different buffs. We don't know how they're going to bring back DPS and tanking pigments. Those got delivered via seasons before, and we never saw healing, so yeah. Too much speed breaks the game. I mean, yeah. It's, you know, it can be problematic. But, yeah. If you only have green or blue gear on a speed champion, is there anyone that works better than other? I mean, some speed champions work better than others, yes. Not all speed champions have items that support their speed effect, though. I have a guide for that. I have a guide for that. Here you go. So that lists up all the speed champions, and there's a table later on that says what can affect their speed, like whether it's an item or a feat or a specialization or nothing at all. So it just depends, and because because there's different speed effects, you're not always comparing apples to apples. Sometimes you're comparing apples to oranges. An impact to the game if I play on different resolutions. I have heard there is. I have heard there is, but I don't mess around with that, with changing my resolutions. So I don't really know exactly what it affects. The game definitely gets impacted by playing it at different resolutions. Yeah, I know, like, different FPS can also change things as well, depending on the champions. Like anything, like the champions that do increased enemy spawn speed should be stronger at lower FPS caps than higher, because their max is a functional max that is based on loading in and getting to the damage point here where they're being able to be hit in 1 frame. That's their functional cap. So if you reduce the frames per second, it should make them stronger. Feels right. I don't know if I know what I'm talking about. It feels right. So there is definitely a difference with resolutions. I always play at 1600 by 900. 16 by 9, but also I play at 1600 by 900 resolution. So it's just a small window inside of a screen, and then I can move it to another monitor and stuff, cover it up. Yeah. Mentioned one of Dynahair's abilities made healers useful when deep pushing. Did I? Was it Dynahair or was it Krydle? Was it Dynahair? Hold on. Dynahair's brand new, so I gotta just remind myself here. No. No. No, I think it's Krydle. I think I was talking about Krydle. Healers in a Krydle formation refresh his dodge stacks so that he can just dodge all the attacks at higher levels, even if they're not healing him. I don't know that Dynahair. I don't know that healers help Dynahair then. Yeah, for Miria, it isn't that the zombies use her health. Hold on, we're going to complete this. Let me complete this and let's get into a new thing, so we're not wasting time. It's not that the zombies use her health. It's that when they misstate that.